News Bulletin. The U.S. is about to face its first major winter storm. Ladies and gentlemen, an extremely powerful weather system is preparing to sweep into the United States this weekend, marking the beginning of the coldest stretch since the start of the year. A series of states from the Midwest, the Ohio Valley to the Northeast, are being warned of the potential to experience the first snow of the winter season, accompanied by a deep Arctic outbreak that could drop temperatures into the single digits, even below 10 degrees C in many northern areas. This is considered one of the most dramatic weather reversals in over half a year, signaling a clear transition from autumn to winter across the entire United States. At this time, advanced meteorological models from both the U.S. and Europe are recording clear signals of a large-scale low-pressure system forming over the North Pacific that will move inland over the next few days. When it encounters the surge of cold air pouring down from Canada, the system will intensify rapidly, developing into a strong winter storm, bringing snow, wind, and record-breaking cold. Currently, much of the country is still experiencing relatively calm weather. In the east and along the Atlantic coast, skies have cleared after strong winds and showers from a low-pressure system that moved through New England last night. Gusts reached up to 80 km/h, and a weak tornado was reported in Massachusetts, causing minor damage but no casualties. In the south, from the Gulf Coast to Florida, skies are clear and temperatures are warm, a rare calm before the weather turns violent in the coming days. Meanwhile, in the west, thick clouds are building along the Sierra Nevada and Washington, signaling the return of the atmospheric river known as the Pineapple Express. This moisture stream, stretching from Hawaii, carries enormous amounts of tropical vapor into California and Oregon, bringing widespread heavy rain and significant snowfall in the higher elevations. At altitudes above 2,000 meters, snow accumulation could reach 20 to 30 centimeters, marking the start of true winter conditions for the West Coast. Meteorologists say the most notable aspect of this pattern is not the current rainfall, but rather a major shift in the atmospheric flow. After several weeks of a zonal flow pattern, meaning westerly winds blowing straight across the continent, keeping conditions relatively stable, the jet stream is forecast to plunge sharply southward across the United States this weekend. As this upper-level jet dips, it will drag a massive Arctic air mass deep into North America. Initially, a weaker cold spell will appear midweek, but the main, more powerful surge is expected to begin Friday and persist through early next week. The main low-pressure center will form across the northern Great Plains, tracking southeastward through Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Regions projected to see the first snow of the season. On Saturday, a strong low will move from Wyoming into Iowa and Missouri. Ahead of it, warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico will be drawn northward, producing widespread rain. Behind it, frigid Canadian air will rush in, turning rain to snow. By Saturday night into Sunday morning, this snow band could expand eastward, covering the Great Lakes region, the Midwest, and even central portions of the Ohio Valley. Forecast models currently show average snowfall totals of 3 to 6 inches, with localized amounts up to 8 inches near Lake Michigan and Lake Erie. Heavy snow combined with winds of 50 to 70 km/h could reduce visibility to less than 200 meters at times, creating hazardous travel conditions. Behind the low, an intense Arctic high with a central pressure around 1,040 millibars will surge southward. The sharp pressure contrast between the high and the departing storm will generate a large-scale wind field stretching from Texas to the Great Lakes. Experts warn that by Sunday, wind gusts could cause scattered power outages and topple trees. In particular, states along the Appalachian Mountains, such as Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania, may experience mountain-induced windstorms, significantly amplifying the chill factor. By Sunday, this cold air mass will cover most of the continental U.S. From North Dakota to Nebraska, nighttime temperatures could fall to 5 degrees, even below 0 degrees in northern Minnesota. Early next week, the cold will push farther south. Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and even Texas could experience their first freeze of the season. Forecasts suggest that by Monday morning, Dallas could drop to 31 degrees in Jackson, Mississippi, around 30 degrees, while Birmingham, Alabama, and Atlanta, Georgia, may fall below freezing. Frost and icy roads could cause major travel disruptions at the start of the work week. As the cold spreads, lake effect snow will become a major concern across the Great Lakes, where waters remain unfrozen. When frigid air passes over the relatively warm lakes, it will pick up moisture and create thick snow bands. Buffalo, Cleveland, Michigan, and northern New York could receive 20 to 40 centimeters of snow over just a few days, accompanied by strong winds and freezing conditions. This will likely mark the first major snow event of the winter for the U.S. Northeast. Climate models indicate that this pattern shift is tied to changes in global-scale circulation. As El Niño weakens and transitions toward a neutral to La Niña phase, the northern hemisphere jet stream tends to strengthen, allowing cold air to plunge farther south. Meanwhile, high-pressure systems over the Pacific and the North Atlantic, the Greenland bloc, are acting like locks, trapping and funneling cold air directly into the continental U.S. This combination often produces harsh winters, similar to 2013-2014, when the eastern U.S. endured prolonged freezing and heavy snowfall for weeks. In addition to snow, widespread wind and severe cold are raising concerns. According to the U.S. National Weather Service, Monday and Tuesday of next week will bring temperatures 20 to 25 degrees below average across nearly all areas east of the Mississippi River. Major cities like Chicago, Indianapolis, St. Louis, Detroit, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and New York are expected to face their coldest stretch since March. The wind chill could make it feel like 10 to 15 degrees, and even below 0 degrees near the Great Lakes. Across the northern plains, feels like temperatures may plunge to 15 to 15 degrees, cold enough to cause frostbite within minutes of exposure. For the southern U.S., this will also be an unusually strong early-season cold snap. States including Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia are under frost and freeze alerts. Residents are advised to insulate pipes, protect crops and livestock, especially during the first 2 nights of next week. Even Central Florida, normally mild year-round, could see nighttime lows around 40 degrees, exceptionally chilly for the region. Between now and the weekend, weather agencies are continuously updating model guidance. According to the U.S. GFS model, the snow band could stretch from North Dakota through Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, and into Ohio, with average totals of 3 to 6 inches and localized amounts over 7 inches. Meanwhile, the European ECMWF model depicts a slightly warmer solution, with snow mainly across the Great Lakes and Northeast, and only light wintry mix in the Midwest. Still, both agree that a widespread, powerful cold wave is inevitable. The exact extent and intensity of the snow will become clearer within the next 48 hours. In response, federal and state officials are urging residents to prepare early. Heating systems should be checked, vehicles serviced, and emergency supplies stocked in case blizzards disrupt travel. In snow-prone regions, it's advised to have essentials and remote work or learning plans ready. Experts also caution that with sustained winds of 40-60 km/h, people should avoid extended outdoor exposure to prevent hypothermia. Rural and mountainous areas may face temporary power outages as heavy, wet snow and strong winds bring down trees and power lines. The NOAA Central Forecast Office notes that this cold outbreak is only the beginning of a longer series of events. Once this Arctic surge retreats later next week, another trough may form over the Rockies, bringing additional rain and snow to the central and eastern U.S. through mid to late November. Alternating between deep cold spells and brief warm-ups is typical for the early winter transition phase. Compared to last year, this winter is arriving earlier and appearing harsher. Even though it's only early November, many northern areas are already blanketed in snow. Last year, significant cold didn't arrive until late November. This rapid shift suggests that the 2025-2026 winter could be especially severe, with more frequent and stronger Arctic intrusions than average. Ladies and gentlemen, over the next 7 days, the United States will experience one of the most dramatic weather transformations of the year. Rain, snow, wind, and cold will all occur simultaneously. For residents of the Midwest and Great Lakes, this could bring the first snow of the season. For the South, the deepest chill in 6 months. Experts emphasize this is a reminder that winter has truly begun and we must prepare for the cold months ahead. Our news team will continue to provide ongoing updates on this developing weather system. Please follow our Forecast Center and broadcast channel for the latest information. In our next bulletin, we'll break down in detail the potential snow zones, the movement of the cold air mass, and its impact on energy prices and agricultural production throughout November. To reiterate, beginning this weekend, a large-scale winter storm will develop, bringing snow to the Midwest and Northeast and ushering in widespread freezing conditions across the United States. Stay warm, stay safe, and always rely on official weather sources for accurate updates. We'll return in our next broadcast with more detailed forecasts on this system's evolution. Thank you for watching. We wish you a peaceful evening, and remember, this winter may arrive sooner and hit harder than ever before.